Hello and welcome to Men of Platinum presents Direct Hit. We're joined by a man who had several platinum spells behind him back in his day, and Shane Bond has the task of picking the Men of Platinum from a game where Sri Lanka have put in a platinum performance to pretty much derail England's title hopes at the 2023 Men's ODI World Cup. The player will be picked for having stood out for his indomitable spirit and unwavering values just like platinum. But we'll come to that in just a bit. Before that, in a game that shakes up the World Cup so much, Bondi, we've got some questions to dissect. England versus Sri Lanka. Was England's decision to bat first the correct one?
I think it was. I think England's a better setting team than chasing team. They talked about they wanted to play. They wanted to use their big batting order. They had one. They had three spinners to bowl in the second innings. In the end, Sri Lanka just were really good and England were really poor.
So then, if that decision was correct, what do you explains England's below-par performance with the bat?
Great question. Probably a combination of what I just talked about, the way they're trying to play on a wicket that just offered a little bit, and then we had just an excellent all-round bowling performance from Sri Lanka. So perhaps going a little bit too hard, some poor shot choices. Joe Root being run out was a big turning point in the game, and I thought Sri Lanka, once they got their tails up, their levels of performance just lifted, and they just squeezed England to the point that they just had nowhere to go.
Almost a sense of harakiri as well. You mentioned the run out. Joe Root caught napping. Adil Rashid later caught napping. Not the kind of run out of the non-strikers end we'd imagine seeing an English batter go through.
No, it almost is like a sense they came out so hard, and Sri Lanka didn't start that well. They missed a chance off the first ball, a possible review, 35 off 5 overs. You almost got the sense that England felt like they needed 350 runs to win the game and just pushed the accelerator a little bit hard at times that they didn't need to. So in the end, that got them into trouble against a very disciplined and skilled Sri Lankan bowling attack today.
Yeah, and the flow of wickets was started by Angelo Mathews. 40-odd in 6 overs for no loss, and then Angelo Mathews comes back, takes a wicket. How good was he on his comeback?
Unbelievable. I think that when we looked at Angelo Mathews, we thought that the big key point for him coming back in was with the bat, playing that role at 7, which we thought today would be really required and what we thought would be a close game, but also that leadership in the field being in and around the Sri Lankan bowlers. And I thought he's definitely had an effect with that, but what we didn't think was he was going to have such an effect with the ball, that he just came in, he dried the runs up, he got a little bit of movement off the pitch, got the first wicket of Dawid Malan, who looked like England's best player in form, and then he came in and broke up that last partnership of Ali and Stokes. So he had a huge impact on the game, and what a comeback after not even being picked in the initial squad.
Yeah, all that makes me think perhaps Angelo Mathews could be Shane Bond's pick for the Man of Platinum from this game, but we're just a few minutes away from coming to that. A few broader-based questions, Bondi. England now, 4 defeats, all of them scathing. What do you attribute their performance, their poor performances at this World Cup to?
Look, I just think obviously you got the team collected, but individually they haven't had anyone put in consistent performances. And when you look across the Sri Lankan team with Nasanka, Samawa Wikrama, Sadira, I'm probably better to say, they're having players who are putting consistent performances in. And across all the teams, whether it be a Virat Kohli or a Rachin Ravindra or Heinrich Klaassen, these players are putting in performances consistently, particularly with the bat. And England just haven't been able to do that. So when you're not scoring the bulk of runs that you need to and your bowling unit isn't fired, not only have they lost, but they've lost by massive margins. So the net run rate's taken a big hit. They have to win 4 games now to even have a chance of qualifying. And they've still got 2 of the big guns to come with India and Australia, so their World Cup campaign, it's really teetering.
You spoke of net run rate. Sri Lanka's net run rate spiraled, and how? A 0.8 jump. Yeah. They now have games against Afghanistan and Bangladesh to come, with one against India in the middle. Are they contenders for a semi-final spot?
Well, one against New Zealand too, don't forget that too.
Right at the end.
Big game. I think they are. There's a few things, they need a few results to go their way, but all they can do is beat the teams in front of them. So if they do that, especially the next 2 games, then they're right in the hunt for a semi-final spot. And you wouldn't bet against them the way they play today. If they play that level of cricket today, they're going to take some beating. But in order to do that, they have to get over India probably. That's going to be a massive game, and so really looking forward to that one.
Right, so it's time. We're into the business end of the show. It's time to pick the Man of Platinum. Can think of 2 standout options. You've already touched upon Angelo Mathews. There was Lahiru Kumara with his 3-4. He too was returning. And remember, we are looking at the qualities that define platinum. You talk perseverance, you talk resilience, you talk indomitable spirit. Do I have a gauge on which way you are going with this?
Well, to be fair, both of them have those because both Lahiru Kumara was dropped and then brought back into the team, so it takes a little bit to come back and have a performance like that on the back of being dropped, having some tough outings. But like I looked at it in the end, the separating factor was Lahiru's gold here with Ang's platinum little sort of bit in it with the silver fox being 36, so I'm giving it to Ang.
Perseverance is a quality we speak of when we talk about men of quality, and you just have to give it. He's 36, he's barely played ODIs, I think 10 ODIs in this last World Cup cycle, almost never bowled. The last time he bowled, it was March 2020. Comes in, first over, gets you the breakthrough after England have got to a good start.
Yeah, and he's come into a team when you look at, he's got a huge amount of experience, and the Sri Lankan team isn't a massively experienced team, and when you have a calm head that comes in who's clearly been putting in some work behind the scenes and wanted to get back into this team at 36, that says a lot. So you can clearly see that he was prepared, he was ready to go, and his performance today was key for Sri Lankan win. So for him to do that at 36 years old says a lot about Ang's character and what he will mean to this team going forward is a whole heap.
Resilience is something we talk up to when we talk men of platinum, and I have to go back because this is not the first time this has happened. 2019 ODI World Cup, Angelo Mathews hasn't bowled for about a year and a half in any ODIs, and Sri Lanka are facing West Indies, who are making. Nicholas Pooran has hit a sparkling 100, almost about to seal a 330 plus chase. The first ball he bowls in that World Cup, in the first ball of the 48th over with about 30 to win, he gets Nicholas Pooran, and he does it again.
Well, you often talk about having the golden arm, right? But maybe get a change for Ang having the platinum arm for go back in. So, yep, he's resilient, all right, and it was great. It's actually great to see him back. Someone who I played with 13 years ago, to see him still going and still competing and playing brilliantly at the World Cup. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there's a KKR connection there, all the way back. Yes, so all right, Shane Bond has picked the man of platinum. Angelo Mathews it is for his absolutely staggering return to international cricket, to the World Cup stage. Angelo Mathews is the man of platinum from England versus Sri Lanka. Thank you for watching. Man of Platinum presents Direct Hit.